We're talking with Bloomsburg University head women's cross country coach Bernie Empey. The Huskies are preparing for the 2011 PSAC Conference Championships at Lock Haven this Saturday. Bernie, talk to us about the season to date and how you felt it's gone, and then kind of also what your expectations are for Saturday.
Great. The season's gone pretty well, considering some of the challenges that I think we all exhibited early in the year with the flooding in Bloomsburg and the student athletes kind of being taken out of classes and put on what's not a normal schedule for them, and especially for our team. You know, our team losing probably 95% of its running venues during that flooding. We just sent them home. So it was a 2-week gap in the middle of the season that's normally not there, in a season that's already pretty short for us with a conference championship right here a week earlier than it might normally be, and actually 2 weeks earlier than it was last year. So it's presented some unique challenges that we've had this year, but I felt like the girls have handled it really well. Our training was maybe a little delayed with the break, but it's come along pretty well, and especially in the last couple weeks. And our team is really kind of rounding into form as we enter the championship portion of the year.
And what are your expectations now as you go in? Both from a team standpoint, obviously shooting for a championship, but short of that, top three, qualify. And then individually, Vicki Davis, you can talk about her and the great season she's had to date.
Yeah, no, Vicki has certainly been a catalyst to our team success, having won the last two meets as a team, and she's actually won 3 of 4 outings this year. Or maybe is that 4 or 5? 4 or 5 outings this year. She's the only race she didn't win was Paul Short, that had over 300 runners in it, and had a number of ranked Division II teams in it across the country. So she's had a great year. Obviously, it's been a tribute more to the hard work she put in in June, July, and August than necessarily what we've done since we got here. She exhibited the signs that she was going to have a great year right from the first week at Bucknell, and it's kind of continued on through. And it's really kind of, I think, brought the rest of the team to a level that above expectation. And there are 5 teams in our conference that are ranked in the top 25 in the national poll, and we're not one of them, but I think we can run with a number of them. And the truth will really happen when we all kind of come together at the same site this weekend at Lock Haven. And a lot of it, while you think a lot of it might depend on our number 1 kid, a lot of it really depends more on our numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because those kids are grouped pretty tight right now, and a 20-second improvement by one of them could mean 30 points at a conference meet, which is huge.
What is the course like at Lock Haven that you're going to have to? Does it favor the type of runners that you have?
I think it favors the type of training that we've kind of put into place this year. Maybe not a whole lot different than some other years, but being in an abbreviated training year, you sometimes can't fit everything in that you'd like to fit in the time fashion that you have. So Lock Haven's actually about as flat a course as we're going to find anywhere. It's all grass. It's got some sharp 90-degree turns, but they typically don't slow the course down at all. Typically, it's probably one of the faster courses that our kids will ever get to run.
And just so folks watching know that the course was originally set for Mansfield, but because of the rain and the heavy flooding conditions that they experienced, it had to be moved. So it's really been an upheaval year for you. You might go into thinking one thing for championships, and you're throwing something else.
It is. It certainly has provided some flexibility on our part to make some changes midstream. Fortunately, the course at Mansfield and the course at Lock Haven are similarly, positioned enough in terms of their grade and difficulty in terms of how many hills you have. They're both fairly flat courses, so it didn't really kind of change that game plan going through. Now Slippery Rock, on the other hand, which is 2 weeks after that, is a hilly course. And we've kind of raced it in a lot of hilly environments this season just for that nature.
Now, Vicki Davis has achieved the lion's share of notoriety this year for the team. Talk about, runners 2 through 5 for us. And
yeah, well, our number 2 right now has bounced back and forth a little bit between Katie McShay, who's a senior, and Sam Matthews, who are a senior. Both of them had great springs last spring and used that as a catalyst to kind of have a good summer of training and come in and kind of take that place. Our number 1 runner from a year ago, Katie Philmeyer, got a late start on summer training. She had some surgery early in the summer, which kind of put her a little bit behind. But she's starting to come on late and has really started to kind of close the gap on them later in the year. She was 19th a year ago at the conference meet. And so I wouldn't be surprised at all if she returns to a top 25 status coming into the next week, even though she's kind of looking like she's our number 4 right now. And then our number 5 really has probably been shared between a number of different kids over the course of the season. Most recently, it's been Martina Drew and Kelsey Harm, but it's also been Courtney Warner and Lauren Lehman and Caitlin Heller. So we have a contingent of kids that can run in that 5 spot for us, and that's the one that's really probably going to be the most important for us this weekend.
Well, we want to wish you and the team the best of luck this coming weekend at Lock Haven, and hopefully bring back a championship.
Great, thank you, Tom.